Hello everyone and welcome back to Nate the Hoof Guy. Today's video, we need to address this corkscrew claw situation and try to get this foot back to normal. The first step whenever I'm dealing with a corkscrew claw like this is to start with knife work. I clean out this interdigital space, removing any of these large chunks of hoof that don't belong there. This can be done with a grinder, but it's much more dangerous. As you work that grinder up in between the toes, it can catch, and you never know where that grinder is going to go at that point. So I like to open this area up. That way it gives me much more precise control with the grinder when I do start working in there with that. You can see as I work here, that foot almost immediately begins to take shape as we remove some of that overgrowth and that initial curl. So what's going on here is this foot has rotated. It's turned toward the inside. Now what I'm going to do to correct it is I'm going to trim this at an angle somewhat so that when she puts pressure on it, it's actually going to straighten that back out. One of the most common questions I get asked about feet like this are, why did the farmer wait so long to address this situation? And they really didn't. If you look at that other claw, it's really not that long. And so we're looking at here probably about a 4 or 5 month, maybe a little longer, maybe 6 months between trimmings on this one. The reason it looks so out of whack is because of that rotation. What happens is as that toe begins to rotate, it no longer makes correct contact with the ground. Therefore, there's no wear that happens. In that case, that toe basically begins to just grow at its normal pace, which is about 3/8 of an inch a month, only instead of growing lengthwise, it's growing up, which makes it look grotesque. But if you look at that other claw, it really is not that much longer. If we've got a cow that continues to show this condition time and time again after trimming, which does happen on occasion, if the rotation is too severe and it's unable to be corrected completely, it will revert back to that corkscrew claw situation. When that happens, these cows will be put on a list and they will get trimmed much more frequently. General rules when you trim a foot is you don't remove any of that inside wall like you see me working on right now up in there. You wouldn't do that. But in this case, what we have is that wall is actually distorted. It's been twisted and turned, so it's not at a correct angle anymore. What I need to do when I'm working in there is not remove actual wall, but just the twisted portions of that wall. I want it to return it back to normal. And you can see there's still plenty of width to that inside wall, and I'm not actually thinning the wall itself. I'm thinning the wall that has been distorted. Slow and precise is the name of the game when working on a foot like that, but I'm going to speed this up through the grinder work here. The last step in correcting this foot is going to be some modeling. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove all that hoof on the inside there to make sure that there's nothing that's impeding that rotation from coming back to where it needs to be. If I've got hoof there, it could stop that foot from rotating and actually give a little bit of leverage to allow that corkscrew to happen again. So I'm going to clean this out and send her on her way. Now let's get this foot on the ground and check out our end result. We've got good balance. That toe is striking the ground properly again. And now all we can hope for is that we've done enough to keep that rotation from happening again. As always, guys, thanks for watching. That's going to do it for this video. We'll see you on the next one.